Hello, darling. It's me again, yours truly, Elvira. A gal with the enormous, ratings. Well, that's our show. I hope you enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
Of course we did, Elvira.
Yeah. Thanks, Elvira. You're great.
Thanks for helping me through puberty.
I think a lot of boys kind of discovered life around the Elvira era.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in a minute. But for now, I want to tell you fine folks at home that, I'm Scott Johnson. I'm one of your hosts here at the Play Retro Show. And I sure enjoyed Saturday horror movies hosted by that one pretty lady. She had really big ratings. Anyway, get ready to go on a haunted adventure for horny teens and their computer-owning fathers.
Yes, and I'm your other host, Brian Dunaway. And if I wanted your opinion on the Elvira horror games, I would beat it out of you, straight from the movie. But if you're into late-night emo booby cinema girls, then this game will tie your weenie into a granny knot, also from the movie. And I guess that's a good thing. Look, I'm just quoting the games and the movie. Send your fan mail to Elvira.
Send your fail man. Yep.
You can send the fail mail to me.
Sure.
But you can send your fan mail to Elvira.
Yeah, do it. She's still around doing
Cassandra.
stuff, I think. As far as I know.
Oh, yeah, she's still around. She's didn't she just announce maybe some kind of retiring the character or something? I'm not sure. She makes money.
Probably.
She makes money on every time Elvira something pops up, so she is doing all right.
I mean, she is currently... Oh, that's how old people born in the 50s are now. She was born in 51. She has just had a birthday. She turned 74.
Right.
Let's see. B-movie presenter Elvira's Mistress of the Dark gained fame in Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I'm just trying to see where that ended. Here we go. Elvira... here we go. As of September 2018, her birthday month, Peterson was working to develop a direct sequel to the Elvira Mistress of the Dark movie as well as an animated project, but she no longer appears as Elvira. So there's
interesting.
That. Yeah.
Okay. Voice work would be good, right?
Yeah, it'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be okay. Apparently she had a fling with John Voight and Robert De Niro in the filming of Godfather Part 2.
At the same time?
I don't know, and I hope not.
Yeah.
She married in 1981. She married Mark Pearson. He's a musician. She also became her personal manager. They had one daughter and divorced in 2003 because nothing ever works out for anyone.
Nah.
So there you go.
Well, mad respect to Cassandra Peterson for creating a timeless character that she's used just to make some really wild content over the years. And I enjoyed seeing her pop up in that Pee Wee Herman documentary too.
Here she is in 2011, and I'm just going to tell you, she looks great in 2011.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still a lovely, lovely lady.
Lovely lady.
Well, anyway, we're going to talk about that stuff here in a minute. In particular, Elvira Mistress of the Dark, the video game for the Commodore 64 and DOS systems.
Yeah.
So that's all coming up. But before we do, a quick discussion of things that happened this week in the world of retro. I did a weird thing. Not last night, night before, where I stayed up until 1 a.m. playing the hell out of Joust for no reason.
That is weird. Wow. Now, how'd you play it? Was it in the bed on a little handheld?
Little handheld, yep. My Ambernick over there just played and played and played until I basically I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was so tired.
How many times did the pterodactyl?
The pterodactyl came pretty quickly and never really left. I'd had a couple of really good runs. I didn't have one single long, like crash screen kind of run. I probably had, I don't know, 6 or 7 full runs. Nice. But I got pretty far. I always, I'm good at that game. I played it in the arcade until my eyes bled. It was our first episode of this show. In fact, it was covered. It was so good. So every once in a while, I just get a taste, and I got to go do it.
You just pretended like 2 didn't exist.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit, because 2's bad. You know why? Partly why 2's bad. 2 is locked in a horizontal view, which I don't like.
Yeah,
and I just don't think it feels as good. That's all. Okay. No offense to anybody. There are people out there who really like Dig Dug 2.
Yeah,
and to those people, I say, I'm glad you like the lesser sequel of a game that's clearly superior. That's how I feel about Joust 1 and 2. Joust is just
I'm glad you're stupid, is what you're saying. I got you.
But then the other thing is, Anthony,
yes.
sent me something awesome.
Yes, Anthony sent you something awesome.
So I haven't opened this yet because we just got it. But I can see it because of the box. I'm going to hide his address here so nobody can see where this came from.
Yeah, I always have to do this too. I usually end up having to use a heat gun and peel it off.
But this is Transformers Soundwave Lego build.
Lego build Soundwave. I'm so jealous.
Now, in theory,
love it.
This is already done in here, right? Because
that is absolutely right. Oh yeah, the Anthony will slap that thing together in an afternoon.
Yeah.
And send it to you, and which is amazing because, like we talked about last week, I have no patience for it. Even though I wish it's one of those skills you're like, oh man, I wish I was.
Yeah,
good
wish you
at
were
that.
into it, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm into it. I'm just no good at it.
Well, that's what
it's
I mean.
Brian,
I like it too. I get really bad at it. I put the wrong piece, and it's in the center of the thing, and then I got to go dig it out.
Look,
it's not fun.
I don't like Castlevania mechanics in video games. I'm not dealing with it in Legos. All right. I don't like going back.
You don't like backtracking?
You don't like backtracking, disassembling everything, heading back in. No, thank you.
I didn't realize you felt that way about
Castlevania.
Yeah, then like a Metroidvania kind of turns you off a little bit.
Yeah. It's fine. It doesn't really bother me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you will talk about them on the show, but you're not rushing out to get the latest one or anything like that.
No, I'm just not. And if you don't have a map, I don't like either. So
yeah, like the guy in Star Wars. I don't like you either.
I don't like you either.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Whose arm got cut off in that altercation? I'm testing your memory here.
Oh,
because I found out something the other day that blew my mind.
Oh, man, we played this Star Wars game the other day of lesser known characters, and I don't know.
You don't know?
Who was it?
It was the guy. I thought it was the guy who said, "I don't like you either." I always thought it was him.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that yanks Luke around, and then Obi-Wan pulls out the thing, and then the arm hits the floor, and someone screams.
Yeah.
It's not him. It's the guy with the tusks. The guy that he couldn't understand. That's who lost his arm.
There was so much going on. Is that in the which version? Because didn't they add a lot more of that later on or something?
Well, maybe the McClunky and all that. When they brought McClunky to the surface. Oh, some of this is falling apart, so I'm going to be really careful.
Yeah. Because sometimes, he does a really good job.
But look at that!
Oh my God, look at that!
They got the little cassette in there, and I think the cassette guy is Ravager. One of those guys. It
is. Ravager's my favorite. Zoom in on you. I want to see it closer.
Oh, sorry. Give me.
I don't want to look at me. Don't look at me. Look at you.
So look at this as close as I can get up here. Anyway, it's nice. It's nicely wrapped, but his head is currently in a different packing.
Oh, that's fine.
He's by your command or whatever he used to say.
Yeah, by your command.
He never said that.
Nailed it. No, you got it. That's exactly what he said.
But he had that cool voice, and you know what I never. You know what I never knew. I can't wait. By the way, to set all this up. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
There's something else in here. Hold on. Oh, it's the gigantic manual for assembly.
He sends the book. He sends the extra parts and the disassembler tool if you need that.
I'm so excited. You have no idea. I mean, I love Transformers in general, especially Gen 1 stuff. Yeah. And as a kid, Soundwave couldn't have been cooler. Like, he's such a cool character. So this is getting some primo space somewhere soon, probably back here. So I can get it on camera, and I just cannot thank Anthony enough for his kindness. It was very sweet.
Anthony's the man.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. Oh, even included all the bags that the pieces came in.
Little bags and parts, little extras.
He's awesome.
He's amazing.
I owe him big. That was really nice. Oh, I almost lost a hand. Let's put the hand over there. I guess you call it a hand. But here's what I didn't know. So in Transformers, Peter Cullen does the voice of Optimus Prime, right?
Right.
The other guy, I can't think of his name all of a sudden, who played Megatron. What's wrong with me? Frank Welker played Megatron.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
And they completely flipped roles in something else I just saw. What was it?
Oh.
Where Peter Cullen was the bad guy.
Right.
And what's his name played the good guy. And I cannot remember what it was now.
Interesting.
Son of a bitch. I forgot.
Son of a butthole.
I'm just too excited. I've forgotten everything but this.
I'm surprised you can still breathe.
And it transforms into tape form.
I know.
So it's a little boombox, tape recorder, Walkman, and then transforms back out to full-size Soundwave to do some dark work for the Decepticons.
Yeah.
Ravager, go freaking eat him up.
Go here.
I love it, dude. Anyway, Brian, what'd you get up to? Anything fun and cool?
Absolutely. So I've been on the hunt for a while now for one of these. I've been looking for a DS, a Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah.
You know, the original style, because I've been wanting to. We got plenty of people in our community who are always getting like the boards and stuff, and then ordering new clamshell cases and replacing the screens and everything with nice modern bright displays. And I kept looking for something. Everybody was saying, you probably can find one, $30, $40 or so. And so I was at my thrift store this past week, and guess what came in? One of these guys, fully functional though. Now it's the original 001 model, which has the bottom light, the kind of like cast a light, so it's not as bright as the later ones that had a real backlight on it.
Yeah.
But it's in such good shape. I almost hate to like disassemble, but that's my plan.
I think you should.
I'm going to disassemble and redo this one in the upcoming months or so. And they gave me a deal because they had both. For $100, I was able to get the DS Lite, which is this is the red one that I actually had back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did with it, but it's a DS Lite red, and it matches my red SP. So
nice.
Not a bad haul this week,
well
if
done.
I must say so.
Well done. I still have the SP I have left. I used to have a yellow one, and then I got the special edition NES one.
Right.
I still have that over there somewhere. If this goes well for you, I may be tapping you for some advice on how to do it. Because I kind of want to keep the case. I just want to replace some of the internals.
And that's one of the things I'm debating on, too, because there's Handheld Legends is a place I shop frequently. They have a kit for like $69 for, I believe it's a replacement screen and a add-on board for the speaker and audio and for the video out. So you can actually video out on these things, which I think is way cool because they do not come with it. And also, don't forget, these SPs, they didn't have the headphone jack. You had to buy that separate with the little, you'd plug it in where the power would go.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a place to plug it in. What were you thinking?
Right.
We're not Apple.
Yeah.
What do you think you are, Nintendo?
What are you doing, Nintendo? Plus, they had that weird ass. I mean, that connector is very hard to find. You got to look around. I got maybe a charger or two here, but the SP the DS was the same problem. This is like weird ass custom power connector.
Weirdo stuff.
And Nintendo finally, I mean, it's not until just the Switch, they finally went with something universal, in that case, USB-C.
Yeah.
And they're famously, I think my very first USB-C device was the Switch 1 in 2017. I think that was it. And now it's everything. It's all I have.
It's all I have.
I got one micro thing for a camera that I have to charge once in a while for outdoor camera security stuff.
Right.
F that little bastard. I hate it.
I have a couple of mini and micro USB things. And I always get upset because I'm like, oh no, I got to find this stupid cable.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's a pain, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that with my time. Do you? No, I don't. Well, there you go. We had a great week in retro, and now we get back to the Halloween fun time. By the way, we only did a show 2 days ago.
Yeah, we just did a show 2 days ago, and I was like, and Scott at the end of the other show was like, and then we'll be back on Tuesday, and I was like, we'll be back on Tuesday.
Yeah, it felt really weird to say it at the time.
We can do it,
but we were so delayed. We don't want to miss an episode.
We don't want to miss an episode, and we could do it. We could do. We've just proved we could do 2 of these a week. So starting this week, we're doing. No, I'm just kidding.
We can do anything we want. So now you're going to get Play Retro content every day of the week.
Every day,
2 hours a day.
2 hours a day.
Yep.
Tune in.
Not true. None of this is true.
Please.
I would love that though. Holy shit.
If that's all I did, it would be great.
Can you imagine if we could figure out a way to make it so that Brian and I could justify that?
Yes.
And that would mean, a bunch of money.
Right.
So that we could, support it.
We just need 3 patrons who at a really high level.
Yeah. We need 3 patrons at about $2,000 each a month. Can you do that? Okay.
No problem.
Let us know. We appreciate it.
On it.
Let's get to our topic. Elvira is waking up. She's popping out of her coffin because I can see these 2 giant melons she's got. I'm sorry, that's not melons. Here we go.
Shall we play a game?
And before you send me emails saying, Scott, don't be so disrespectful about the female anatomy, The whole Elvira vibe was designed this way by her. This was her idea. It was meant to be this way. I am just commenting on the...
Cassandra Peterson had a character that was a kind of a spoof on all the late night shows that would show these horror films. And she leaned in heavy to the cheekiness. It was supposed to be irreverent. And so you're going to hear some irreverence here on the show to match the tone of the games, which we do often.
Yeah, which is how we do. Well, let's get to it. We're going to talk about a game, and that game was called, funny enough, just like a movie was called, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, 1990, Amiga and DOS. Now, I'm going to tell you that the Amiga version of this thing, I keep saying C64. I mean the Amiga.
Well, there actually was. I did just put the Amiga and DOS because that was just for my own.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do it. I eventually did explore the Atari ST version, the Commodore 64 version. I looked at some other ones as well.
The 64 version looks like it looks okay.
That was something else.
Was it some, but unless this is the Amiga version and I'm being told wrong, it might be the Amiga version.
Elvira, the arcade game, was one that was on the 64. So this one was only on the Atari ST, DOS, and most notably the Amiga.
All right. So, and the Amiga was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody had it, loved it. It was before its time and gone too soon. Like, just it's legendary. C64 as well, I would argue. But anyway, this game comes out and says, hey, what if we were a hybrid action adventure and RPG? And what if we had Elvira in there talking like this? Let me get a little audio here. Here she is just yapping at the screen. Whoops, this isn't it. Somewhere she talks. Where is it?
There is. I think after. I'm not sure. Is it at the very, very top? Like in the credits?
The very beginning. I thought it was like right here. Maybe this playthrough is being weird. I don't know. Anyway, I watched the playthrough where she talked the whole time for this bit.
She does. It's an according to. There were several releases as well, floppy disk versus a later on collection of CD. Yeah. The DOS version was different.
Very different. Sounded like shit
as well.
Beep, beep, boop, boop.
That was also according to how you had that set up too.
Well, yeah, if you had a fancy card and you were working, you could get some better stuff. But I'm here to tell you, after watching as much as I could find on this thing, the best looking sounding one that still kind of holds up, if I'm honest, the way it looked, is the Amiga version. It looks great.
The Amiga looks great. So this is 2 years after Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and it takes kind of, I think, place. Is it like alongside the story? I can't remember.
It's supposed to be loosely based on the story, yes.
It is the continuation of the story. I'm remembering now.
Right.
It's the continuation of the story from the movie. At the end of the movie, spoiler, I think her uncle or something passes away and she inherits a house, and this house may be kind of haunted, and that's where you're kind of going. They took adventure style gaming and they added horror elements.
Well, they also kind of put a wizardry. The whole thing feels like a wizardry, or maybe one of those early Elder Scrolls games where you're kind of moving square by square, kind of on a grid inside of a dungeon, having encounters, fighting those encounters. Like it feels very much like one of those, but there is a big emphasis on this room has a story to tell, and there's shit in here you need to click on and figure out. And the puzzle elements probably set it apart a bit from that other stuff.
It's such a collectathon of things. You're constantly trying to locate things to progress the story.
Yep. I like how she just shows up in places. Like you'll be walking around and you'll be like, ooh, scary. I'm down here alone with ghosts. You'll turn the corner and it's like Elvira cleaning something. It's like, don't mind me. I'm over here doing stuff. And then you have a little story there and whatever.
She's more like an NPC in this game. So if you're planning on playing as Elvira, you're not going to. You're playing as a young man.
Yep.
Now, the Elvira character is portrayed lots of times in the movies and TV as being kind of something that young men lust after and young women aspire to be like, and old people are, especially older women, are repulsed and annoyed by her, her aloofness and her emo-ness. And so you start out here, you're a young adventurer, and you're trying to help Elvira escape this horror, this nightmare that is taken over. And she
can't do it alone. I mean, what do you expect? Come on now.
No, and it leads right into her character, which is kind of like, she's kind of a a bunch of different types of characters, but one of her personality types is she's a witch. So she's got a spell book, really important in the movies and everything else. And so she's going to do a lot of mixing up for you.
I'll tell you what, the vibe's pretty damn good. It's like a little creepy, little like I don't know what's coming next kind of vibe to it. It's not quite like, Scissor Man from last week's Clock Tower.
Yeah,
it's got its moments. It's just a little freaky, I think.
Yeah, it's cheesy horror. So Elvira's whole thing is kind of a snake eating itself, because the horror that's inside of her little snippets of stuff when she used to do, like the crappy movies, like you would see Mystery Science Theater or Svengali or whoever does, like a late night show where they kind of have like in between stuff where they're making fun of the movie. And she's kind of got like a studio, and she's kind of a working girl, and she just throws all of these different things in there. And sometimes weird things happen around her. And it's doesn't necessarily fulfill a complete story. Is what you said. It's just a vibe, right? Yep. Most of it's just
most of it's a vibe. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that the first person perspective and the combat and that stuff punches way above its weight. And I think what's going on here is this is one of those classic examples of an early IP based, not really an IP. She's an IP, but you know what I mean, like a thing that from TV or movies made into video game form. Is a real hit and miss proposition even today, but back then it was mostly shovelware. It was kind of garbage a lot of the time. Yeah. In this particular case, though, I'm going to argue that this is just skinned to be a certain thing, but had it been skinned to be anything else, it stands on its own. It's a good game with good mechanics, good flow, good timing, good sense of place, and like we say, that vibe and everything. If this wasn't Elvira and this was just straight up like Alone in the Dark 5, welcome back to whatever, we would all like talk about it in hallowed tones. But I think the fact that it had Elvira attached to it,
right,
made it less likely for people to just put it on their all-time classics list, because it does have a way of like watering down your game when you have a name like that attached to it.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not it's not a knock against her, but you know what I mean? No. Like this game could have stood on its own as an original IP. Call this Ultima something, and bam, here's an all-time great.
Right.
But I think it's
probably because of the story beats. The story is that the gameplay, like you said, is exceptional. I think the interface is a lot of fun. It took me a little while. This is typical of these games at the time. It took me a while to figure out how to actually play it, even after reading the manual. And I'm like, what am I doing? How am I supposed to engage and fight?
It's all mouse stuff, this game.
It's all mouse stuff, mouse and keyboard. So you'll run against like a guard or something, and you'll have to parry and dodge and attack, and you'll have to do it based on somewhat timing, and then number rolls based on your stats. And so there's a lot going on, but it's kind of interesting. And but it's not going to hold your hand.
No,
by any means.
No,
As a matter of fact, when I first started playing, when you first go in, you get thrown in the dungeon, because that's how you meet Elvira. You have no way of not going into the dungeon. Anything you do you're gonna end up there.
Yeah.
And then you start playing, and they'll throw you back, and she'll tell you to go to the courtyard. Yeah. And so you'll do that, and it's very easy to take the wrong path and spend almost an hour just fighting ordinary looking guards, which is exactly what I did the first time. And I was like, this ain't scary at all. I'm in trouble. We picked this for Halloween for Play Retro. And I'm like, uh-oh. And then the second time I played, I just, I took a left instead of a right. And
you got one of these. Look at this guy right here.
I instantly went into the horror stuff. And I'm like, holy smokes. Okay. But I was poo-pooing it. I was like, what the boop boop doo boop doo.
Look at the gore in this thing.
Yeah.
This game known for that, right? Famous for being just kind of gross.
Oh, dude, the cuts. So the death scenes when there's a bunch of different ways to die.
Yeah.
Mine usually ended up in decapitation. In a lot of games you would just show maybe a head, and you just recognize like, oh, the head's off. But this one is like, oh, here's the head stump
Yeah.
here's where the voice box would usually be.
Yeah.
Look down in
here's
that
where the
gross
veins are.
grody.
Here's where your throat was. Like, they don't hold back. I was surprised by
For
it.
pixel art. Pixel art, man.
I was surprised by it. And it's also no shock why this was so controversial in Europe. They had much stricter content restrictions on video games over there. I mean, I remember playing Unreal Tournament 99, and the version I played, in Germany you couldn't have blood. It was just like green blood or else forget it. They'd kick you out.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's just a different time. But look at this shit. This guy's scary. Look at him. Whoa. And skulls now. You got to fight this skull, crack it in half. Oh, my gosh.
Now, that's late game. All right, look. I went to how long to beat because I was curious. I was like, how long to beat this game?
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, it wasn't a whole lot of people who played it. And it was like 5 or 6 hours for the main story. And I'm like, I don't think so. I said, let me do a little more research. And sure enough, I've seen where people have played it for, almost 100 hours because there is a good replayability.
Jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of replayability in this game. Different paths. There's so many rooms. It is outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
It is how many rooms are involved, and the progression is so slow. And the spell book. By the way, the spell book is the part that keeps that's the copy protection. Because I didn't understand that. Because I was trying to play just in game, and I went to Elvira, and I was like, well, let me see the spell book. And I was like, okay, make me this. And it's like, she just stared at me, and I'm like, okay. And so I went back out, and I looked at the manual, and I said, oh, you got to have an additional spell book. And it's got that red film thing where you have to rub over top of the book so you can see the letters or the words.
The great era of analog security.
Yeah. So you have to do that. You have to keep referring back to the book. This is a slower paced game that I found a lot of fun in. I found a lot of joy.
Yeah, I came away from this surprised. Also, I could tell RPG tabletop players made this game. These were guys that were like, I mean, look at the stats down there: strength, resolve, I assume, dexterity, life, experience points. Like these are all like D&D nerds.
Yeah,
making a game with Elvira in it. Like, again, I'm not trying to diminish her impact on this or how this got made or anything, but it's just, it punches above all that like superficialness of it.
Yeah, you could easily rip her out of this.
Yeah, you could take her out and put somebody else.
Put random lady.
Yeah, call it Queen, Dark Queen of the Night or whatever. Anything you want, and you would be fine. Yeah,
we're praising it like crazy because I think it was kind of a surprise what it was. However, it's also really clunky. Like the inventory is it's limited, it's clunky, and in some ways you're like, well, that enhances the game, and in some ways, I guess you could if you want that to be.
We've learned a lot since then. Let's say that.
Right. Yeah. So, and also like when you go into a room, they got this weird way of like I don't know, slowing you down or having you interact with everything. So when you go into a room, they want you to click on everything. If you walk into a room and click on the room inventory at the top left of the game, it'll show what's in there as long as you've clicked on it. If you haven't clicked on anything, you'll go into a room, you don't see nothing unless something's like already sitting in the room, which is pretty rare. Otherwise, you have to click on each and everything, and you'll get a real short description. But if you then go back to the room inventory and do an examine, then you can learn more about it. So there's a lot of clicks.
Yeah.
So I definitely see how people could take 100 hours because you have to click on everything in a room.
It's back when we had a lot more patience for this sort of thing. You know?
Yeah. And then you got to decide, can I consume it? Can I wear it? Oh, and yeah, if you wear stuff in this one and in the next one, for that matter, you don't even know if you're actually. Can you wear stuff in this one? I'm not sure. I think
where modern gamers and classic gamers not clash, but this is where you have some of your arguments about why can't games have this kind of methodic, slower pace, less handholdy, more like you don't have to try to make a movie every time you play a video game. Maybe you can make it just be a little more in your head and a little more, make up stuff. And I think that the indie space is providing opportunities to bring a lot of that back, but it's a hard battle because a lot of what this is doing here, this old game, and a lot of old games, they were trying to do a thing that today we're just better at doing, which is replicating adventure and excitement and loudness and combat and intensity. And these games couldn't do that with 2-3 frames of animation and, crappy color palette,
3
and
floppy
everything else.
disk.
Yeah. So I always try to balance that art or that tendency for us to have modern and retro gaming kind of button heads. I just don't think it's as simple as we liked things slower and less handholdy back then, and you guys like it more handed to you and way more fast paced because you have no attention span. I think that's too simple.
Yeah.
I think it's just these are a thing of their time, like most of what we talk about here, and they have value for the era they were in and what they did. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to, pretend that these guys were aiming for going, you just went to the bottom of a lake and found a guy drowned in there with all this stuff with these chains attached to him or bubbles or whatever the hell that was. I didn't get this far, so I'm not sure what this guy is. Yeah. But anyway, hey, that's in real life, if this is a movie or something, it'd be dynamic angles and the visual storytelling of cinema. Mm-hmm. And we just couldn't do that then. And it's okay to admit that that our imaginations had to do the heavy lifting. Yeah. That's why we love retro games, but I don't like the fight people have, It's like enjoy a modern Elder Scrolls game and enjoy an ancient ass Elvira point and click game. That's fine.
That's exactly what I do. But it's taken me years. It's taken me years to get to a place where I'll play stuff like Pitfall and people are like, "Oh, how can you play that boring game?" I'm like, it's almost like meditation. I have to take a moment, and anytime I'm going to play a game like that, to take a moment and kind of put myself in a frame of mind where it fits.
Yeah.
It's like playing anything, really. I mean, playing pool or darts. I mean, if you're sitting here playing one game and then you pop into darts, I mean, how fun is darts? I guess it's fun.
Yeah.
But is it complex? Not really. Does it take a lot of skill? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some more than others,
Yeah. Yeah. So
I actually really like the era of analog security. I kind of wish that would come back a little.
Yeah.
Problem is everything's digital now, and you also have a lot of layers of security with digital where it makes it really not necessary. But I kind of miss it that you used to have to buy a game, and in there was like the little, like you said, the little red film that you could only read things if you looked through it, or the manual had a code somewhere of symbols, and the only place in that you're going to find it is in the book, and it's different in everyone's book.
Yeah.
That stuff's great, man.
It's awesome.
I miss that.
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell you. See, again, this is one of those things where they did that. Why? We'll ask the question. Why did they do that? Well, they needed security. And what security did we have back then? Very little. On the digital front, you could copy anything. So to do that, they went through these more creative ways to do it. But the goal was to get to a place where they didn't have to do that stuff. So just always, keep the big picture in mind, everybody, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And be glad this stuff exists.
I have to meditate every time before I play a game. It's the truth. I have to get into the mind space before I play it, because otherwise I'll just be angry. I see so many people that I'll tell somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, you haven't played, X game or whatever it is in forever, and they'll play it for 5 minutes, go, I'm bored. And I'm like, that's because you're comparing it to, your previous 30 minutes, which was flipping through TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
you need, it is I think you do have to put yourself in the right headspace. I can't play Joust for 3 hours every night.
No.
I have to be in the right headspace.
Yeah.
And I also can't play Ghosts of Tsushima to completion. It's a whole other story. For long periods of time unless I'm in that headspace. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just not there, sometimes you are, and it's fine. Everybody's fine. I just don't think there should be internet fights and revolts.
No, there should not be fights. Enjoy what you enjoy. That's what I say. Hate
Whoa,
what you
hello,
hate.
boobies. Sorry, I just noticed the boobies.
Elvira just
what'd you think of the
compelling?
This is the most animated thing in this game, by the way, is her chest. I was going to ask you, what'd you think of the alchemist stuff that she has you do in the kitchen and everything? I thought it was all right. It was really obscure and hard to put my head around, but
yeah. And like I said, if you didn't have that spell book, if you were just watching video, it's probably very confusing. But if you get the spell book outlines almost everything, and you realize it's like there's a clear path. You do have to take your time and read it, but there's a clear path of the items you have to collect, and then cast a spell so that you can then locate or access other items that are in bigger spells, which you're going to eventually need to complete the game.
Right.
So it's not necessarily completely linear, but there is a a progression of what you can. There's a bunch of stuff you could skip if you wanted to, but if you could play it completely, and take it step by step, and it'll reward you for the most
like
part,
you said, there's a playthrough where it's 5 hours because you just straight lined everything.
Yeah, because you know where all the stuff is, and you did all the stuff. They didn't do like I did, which was walk around the outside of the castle and fight every freaking guard for an hour and a half.
There's a lot of games. I mean, there are modern games like that where they, someone says, "Oh, there are 300 hours of gameplay in this game."
Yeah.
And then someone finds a direct path of completion, and they're like, "I'm now up on the boards for 22 minutes."
Speed runner,
$70, 22 minutes, pretty good.
Pretty good.
I mean, I like speed running, and that's not me smacking on that. I really enjoy speed running, especially retro speed running. But I always feels a little, especially when you paid full price for a game, it's a little bit of pain when you hear somebody beat it in a minute or two.
Yeah, you mean this can be beat in a minute? I mean, I'll never be able to.
And that's the other thing is me sitting there playing Mario Brothers for weeks on end, and then finding out someone beat it in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they did what? Like, where was I? What did I do? So it's this confluence of, you wasted your time. This cost too much money. How come that be possible? The developer screwed up. It's got too many bugs. Like, you start having all these fights in your head, and you're like, maybe I should just enjoy this video game I was playing.
I should just enjoy Elvira's humor and
boobs.
The stuff I said. Yeah, the stuff I said is actually things that she said in my intro is things she said in the movie. And things she said in the game. I think that the first time you even meet her, I think one of the first things she tells you is this game will tie your weenie into a granny knot or something. And I was just like, I was drinking my soda at the time, and I about lost it because I'm not used to that type of irreverence in my retro video games.
No. Yeah. Can't remember the last time any video game told me I was going to get my weenie tied in a knot.
No. And on one level, you're like, oh, how offensive. And another way, you're like, you just called it a weenie. I mean,
yeah, it's great.
How serious can I take that?
Not very. I like the term weenie. I'm a fan.
Yeah. But man, the one thing you want to play this game for, and if you can't play this game, you start playing it, you should at least go to YouTube and do the all death scenes because it's
worth it.
Yeah, that each one of those cool pixel arted graphical deaths are just love it.
Yeah,
love it.
It's really good. Yep. Here is an example of what came after, and I forgot Accolade was involved in the in the second game, but were they in the first game too?
I think they were distributors, right? Horrorsoft.
Yeah, you're right. 1 and 2 both, because they're only a year apart, like a lot of games back then. You notice a common theme around here where the games, a lot of the old games we play, their sequels come out so freaking quick.
They do. Typically, it seems like every time we do one of these, it's like, and then 6 months later, because, they get those sales and they immediately go, all right, fire up the money printing machine.
Yep. Go for it. She's a little less animated in the second one. Kind of bummed me. Look at her there, just staring at you.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed because it looked more like they just took photographs and pixelated them, or the other one felt more like a pixel artist really got in there and used her for reference.
Yeah, like they really wanted to use it and do it.
Yeah.
That girl had nipples.
She did. I was kind of shocked by that because there's this one is you're back at a studio this time. This one felt more like any type of Elvira show you've ever seen. There's always the behind the scenes stuff, and she's always got you breaking the fourth wall, right? In any of the stuff you see with her, because she's always like she's talking to the stagehand, stuff is going on in the background. And this was like you being at a studio. And so this felt, even though you weren't playing as Elvira, it felt much more like you were in that space. And one of the things you had to do was on a cork board was a bunch of stuff, and you got to decide what to collect because there's so many collectibles and so much stuff that just does not matter. But if you're going to grab a calendar, might as well grab the one with the booby art on it.
Yeah, may as well.
I carried that thing around until I become encumbered, which you can kind of do here. It's not clearly outlined how you become encumbered, but it does start affecting some of the gameplay, and you just have to start dropping things off.
Well, I think it may be okay. I didn't play very much of this one. I point and click a few times and went, "Oh, she's less animated," and I got out.
Out.
But mainly it was time. But because we haven't had a lot of time between last show and this one to play much more than that. But I think it's a limited inventory slots, not weight of items. I don't think, and that may not be true of weapons and stuff.
I thought that same thing at first, but then I realized it's still based on either weight or size or something like that, because I read in the manual you could carry it was based basically on that, on like weight. At some point, I'm not sure exactly what that math is, but it was in the manual. It said it was based on something like that.
That's interesting.
Because you got a lot bigger inventory this time around.
Yeah.
You can scroll down. You've actually got I think you start with the backpack in this one. I think it's the first one. The first one you had like only single screen inventory, and you had a backpack, and maybe get more backpacks, and then you could put stuff in the backpack.
Yeah.
Then you get to a second screen inventory. In this one, you can scroll down in the inventory, so you can add a bunch of stuff.
This is my favorite thing, is your little paper doll guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
I did too. And he
starts as a skeleton in the very beginning, right? And you put flesh on him.
And you'll notice that the numbers are listed out by each, like the body part. You got your head, your heart, your arms, and your legs, and it does impact stuff. There's very early on you can get hit. There's a whole bunch of head shocks that go on early in the game, and so you think, oh, I've got this many points total for my hit points, but really only the 3 or 4 that is at your head are going to actually impact you, because until you get a helmet on it. Because the bats and stuff are going to fly into your head and they will kill you. Just like that. Just in a couple of hits.
They don't give a shit.
No, they don't care. You got to run too.
Yeah. Right. You got to run, baby.
You got to run this game. The first one, I don't think you could run from the guards as well. Like if you did it quick enough. I didn't learn that until I died like 100 times.
Oh, I still don't know that. I didn't know you could run from them.
So you can run.
I guess I know it now.
Both of these, you just run away. You just decide not to fight. You're just like, nope. No.
Well, check this out. There in this game, there is a. Let me pull this up. That's your heart.
Yeah,
and it's always showing up in that top corner up there. You can see the little one. I've just blown it up here. That's why it's so blurry. But it's pretty cool. If I remember right, it seems like that thing when you're getting hurt.
Yes.
That thing's pounding harder and looking skinny and starting to fall apart. It's a pretty neat little flourish. I thought that was cool.
It is.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I like it.
Everyone's heart should turn all skinny when you're upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And this time around, you have Elvira's spellbook, and
Did we say the full name of it? Elvira to the Jaws of Cerberus. There. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Cerberus. Yep. That's right. And you had the spellbook this time, and you can create your own spells, and which is good. And you can like do the little fingerlings where you can like shoot out zaps and stuff. So you can actually, if you enter a room, you can zap somebody before they even get to you.
Yeah, they're like
the first one too,
magic missiles, kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Again, you can tell D&D people made this.
Oh yeah,
and I like that. That lineage is good. I just think the second game is a little less detailed on the actual like world. The inventory is better. Having a little beating heart is kind of cool. Like there's some cool stuff going on, but when you run into her, it's just a portrait of her and her just holding still.
I kind of like this one.
You like some better?
I don't want to say better, but I appreciate the fact that it felt like an Elvira game from top to bottom, whereas the first one felt like an adventure game that had Elvira in it.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Even though the first one probably plays better.
Thematically, this one is a little more tied into her deal. Yeah. So if that's what you're there for, I think that's true.
Yeah. And some of the artwork is amazing too. Some of like some of the things that happen later on. The first one was really good too, but this is really.
I like the combat a little better because you keep him in the background. So if you're walking down this hall, this colon hole here, let's see if we can get him to find somebody.
You can move a lot faster too.
Yeah, a lot faster. But there's just it's less seams on that stuff, so the transition to combat isn't just like now there's a black background and a big giant sprite fighting me. it's more in world, and they improved all that stuff. So that was cool.
See how fast this person's clicking on stuff? That's that nice mix of the interface really working with you. The first one, it felt like the interface was constantly working against me. It's like, I want you to make 12 clicks. I'm like, I don't want to do 12 clicks.
Yeah, I'd like to do 2 or 3 clicks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, click.
Yeah, we still were figuring that shit out back then, I think.
Yeah.
This right here, I just did a little shot of the movement thing. This was a simplified version of what they used to have, and it's a lot less confusing than the first one. Oh, there he is fighting a skeleton. Boink. Oh, is there another one down there? Let's watch this fight. I want to see this fight.
Boink, boink.
Here he comes.
Oh, here's the big boy.
Oh, he's done. Anyway, this just is a simplified, it's real obvious. Go up, go down, go left, go right, and the middle lets you rotate all the way around, 360, I think.
Wait, yeah, well, I think it's 180 because...
180 is what I meant, not 360. That'd be pointless.
You have to do it. That was fun.
Yeah.
Whee! It's a 180 because you have to use that, especially like when you go into elevators, because you'll walk into an elevator and you'll be facing the back wall, and it's like, I want to click buttons.
Yeah.
And so you have to turn around, and then you can push the buttons.
This guy just missed the switch, dude.
Yeah. He might not need it.
He might
That's
not need
the thing.
He might not
There's
need
a lot of things in this game that are there that you may not even need.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think he's on easy too, because he's just taking these guys down with one shot.
And you can choose that too. I think that's what I went with. Well, did I go with medium?
I might try that. You know what? I may try 2 again if I can just turn that down a little.
Yeah.
I'm not there to do a skill check. I want to get to the end.
Right.
Another thing I was going to say, a lot more focus on this in the second one on puzzles.
Yeah.
And puzzle solving.
Yeah. It's like a sleuth.
Yeah, if you're into that, if that's part of why you came to the table, then you'd do that. That's why I just find these games kind of amazing, because there's so much depth there in these various mechanics and game ideas and all this stuff. And it all hinges on whether somebody goes, Elvira, she's hot. I'm going to go get her game. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a weird marketing plan. That's all. All I'm saying.
It's funny because when I look at, we've made a lot of jokes here about Elvira, but when I see Elvira, I don't go like, I recognize that she's an intentional sex symbol, and it's not like I'm going, oh, look at Elvira, I can't wait to sneak a peek at Elvira. It's more like, I understand she's attractive, and that's all I really need to know.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah. I'm not sitting there playing the whole game lusting after Elvira. I'm just going, that's part of her personality is to be
not with that attitude. Jeez.
Well, she's just disruptive. That's the point, right?
No, you're right. Her whole thing is disruption.
Her vibe is disruptive, right?
It's disrupting. She comes in and says, "Hey, all you dudes that run these video or these movie marathon things on weekends, what if I came and it was a focus on horror and jokes, and I'm a woman, first of all, nobody else, you're all a bunch of swinging wieners out there." Right. I totally respect what she pulled off. Like, I think I love it
because she's a strong female lead. She's okay with using her sexuality to do whatever it takes to, but not in a creepy way. Matter of fact, it's really funny how she straddles the line of keeping it there, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to, it's a real hard thing to do. She managed to do it. Yeah.
Did you get any time with this weird ass arcade game?
So, yes.
It's called Elvira, the arcade game, 1991. And it was also on the Amiga, the C64, the Atari ST, and DOS. So it's not really an arcade game.
No, and this is from Flare Software. Accolade still is distributing it, but this is Flare Software. And this is the first time you get to really play as Elvira. And you will see pretty quickly, like, oh, yeah, I don't want to play as Elvira, because Elvira mostly, just uses her wiles to motivate the story.
Yeah.
And so
in this case, she creates a lot of slowdown by turning everything into balls of flame.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed in the video playthroughs is that they tried to go crazy with sprites, and it really slowed down the action.
It's a really interesting game to look at. It controls horribly. It's very floaty, and you might go, well, Elvira's floating. And I'm like, I don't recall that ever being part of her character that she floats, but okay, sure.
And retconning it.
Right.
Oh yeah,
so,
don't you know? She's the mistress of the night. She can float.
I don't remember her floating or upgrading her weapons and throwing daggers. I'm like, okay, but it does look really interesting.
Yeah.
But it's not a great platformer. It's just not great. It's floaty.
Her walking animation's nice. I think that looks cool.
Yo, some of the animation stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Some of the artwork is amazing too. It's very in depth, detailed. It's
just not the jumping.
Kind of cool looking.
Jumping looks like ass.
Oh, the jumping is terrible because it uses the old push up to jump.
Yeah.
So
what were we doing?
And then she does it. And then she doesn't do it very quickly. She just kind of goes, just kind of floats up, and it's just.
We were so not sure what we were doing yet. Like, no, this is so early. Like holding up to jump. What are we doing? When was that? Who in the right mind went? You know what? That's gonna stick.
And it was so frustrating because you would. When you play it, you can follow the arrows that tells you which way this person's going. The opposite way of the arrows, by the way, we're watching now.
Yeah.
I guess you got to do that because lots of times I try to follow the arrows and I'd end up in a place where I would have she doesn't have a very big jump. I'm not sure if I can upgrade that jump later or something, but she can take fall damage, and so if she falls far enough, she will just die.
Yep.
And I just kept getting stuck in places and just no clear.
I'm not a big fan of the backtracking, even though, I do like Metroidvanias, but usually those reward you for that.
Yeah.
This game is a little less rewarding to go back.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
but it's a nice try to do a thing. It's fine.
What it was.
Different genre, different audience, different attraction, all that.
Yeah. But I think you could have found a lot better side scroll. Even the push up to jump, because you ain't got 6 buttons for a Sega. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I suppose.
It's all right. It's all right. Now, if you were a real player, you were playing this here pinball machine.
Now here we're talking. Now this is where a lot of us, I think us really grew up on this stuff, but we don't really have a way to play it until today or tomorrow?
Today or tomorrow. It's hitting the FX platform.
It's coming very soon.
Yeah, people are really excited about it because it's considered one of the great pinball game machines ever made.
Yeah.
Which is another wild thing. It's like it's punching up through the brand. And I don't know, maybe I'm probably not giving enough credit to her brand, but
it's lasted this long, man. You can't argue with.
Yeah, I can't fight it now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, she's, So, I mean,
if I went to her house, she'd just kick the living shit out of me.
Oh, she could definitely still kick your trash.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I'd still go,
do it some more. So Elvira and the Party Monsters was a huge one for me. It's a Midway Valley game, pinball game.
That was the good one, right? That was the really good one.
That was the one that I liked. I think the Scared Stiff was fine too, but it may even be the better. It's probably even better.
Tonda like Scared Stiff is more. I don't. Maybe I didn't have enough time with. I'm saying I didn't play it enough.
I didn't play Scare Stiff as much because I was just out of pinballs at that time. But the Party Monsters, I played the crap out of because we had it in our cafeteria at the tech school I was going to at the time, and so that's what you played, and I played it a lot.
I'll bet you did.
Yeah.
Did you play Did you play this newish 2019 Stern one, the Elvira's House of Horrors?
I think I've played it once when me and Tonda actually went to some pinball places, but I would like to get some more time in with it. But I'm very excited about picking up the pinball FX or whichever one it is. This guy, when is it coming out? It's like this week. Let me scroll down here. I put it in the
swear it was like today or tomorrow or something.
It is very soon. As a matter of fact, once I discovered it, I was like, shoot, we should have waited.
Yeah.
I'm like, we should have waited until after this came out and then do it. But you know what? Now I got it for next year. So yes, October the 16th, which is in just 2 days. And hopefully when by next Halloween we can revisit and do a real proper look at this.
Here's the release trailer for the new-ish game, 2019 game. That's 6 years ago now, but
yeah,
feels like yesterday. I didn't play it, but I like the coffin mechanic.
Yeah,
that looks cool. Also, anytime you show off your new board with like a ton of multi-balls going on,
right,
automatically sign up and put quarters in it, always.
And if that house up there, ask me how I know, that's the house from her movie.
Of course it is, because you love her movie.
I've only seen it one time before.
You were all grins and boners back then.
But grins and boners, that was I love it. But yeah, I did watch through it on Sunday after we talked, and you said we were going to do the games. I was like, I think I wanted to just turn the movie on and let it run in the background, and I did, and it was just as bad as I remember.
That's not good, huh?
I loved it. It's just,
well, is it worth?
It's of its time.
Is it worth trying to track down for Film Sack or anything, or you think we're probably? Okay?
It's so self-aware. I don't know how funny it would be to sack it. Yeah,
curious about that.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. We'll talk about it a different Sacktober. How about that?
Yeah, like I said, we'll get back to it once it's been out there for a little bit. We'll get back to it, but you got to be keeping your eyes open for the Pinball FX Williams.
Yep. Yeah. Coming out. Let's see.
Thursday.
There you go.
Thursday.
And
and you can play these games. You can play the first one, the Elvira Mistress of the Dark, and the Elvira 2, the Jaws of Cerberus, over on Good Old Games. I think they got on sale at least another couple of days for about $7.99 for both.
That's where I got the first one.
Yep, that's the DOS box versions.
I also think the first one's on archive. Also,
it could be.
I think so.
And Elvira arcade game, May You Burn in Hell. I don't know where you can get that one at.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Good luck. That thing didn't even make it to the damn consoles where it belonged. It was like, here's a DOS freaking Amiga game that plays like a Genesis game. Have fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, Brian, we've done that. Now we have to do this thing where we made up a game ourselves. We call it Guess Our Game.
Destroy it.
Ha, 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 ha. And then we try to convince each other what it is based on audio only, a platform, and a year. I'm going to start this week with mine and give you the platform and year. It is the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
And the year is 1985.
Ooh.
A fantastic year for all things in the world.
Let me get my SID chip here and on. Hold on a second.
Yep. Get that ready. Here comes your audio. Okay.
Let's listen to it bend those notes, those 8-bit notes.
Yeah, pretty rough. All right, here are your options. Is it A, boob lifter, the chat says.
Boob lifter.
Perfectly done.
That is perfect.
Presenting
That's
Elvira's boob lifter. Amazing.
Oh, I love it. I wish that was one.
All right, is it A, Kung Fu Master? Is it B, Karate Champ? Is it C, Renegade? Or is it D, Way of the Exploding Fist? And one more time for those listening at home. Kung Fu Master, Karate Champ, Renegade, or Way of the Exploding Fist?
Commodore 64, 1985. I do not think this is Renegade because that sounds like some Kung Fu karate exploding fist if I've ever heard it. So I'm going to knock it down to those. Oh, my. It seemed like I played a ton of Karate Champ and Kung Fu Master. I never played Way of the Exploding Fist. Some of these sound familiar, but sometimes that's how they get you. Is it B, Karate Champ? Am I a Karate Champ?
Let's find out if it's Karate Champ. Oh, it's D, Way of the Exploding Fist.
Okay. I didn't hear any explosions in there, so I didn't think it would be that.
No, and I think we maybe brought it up on the show before, but it's the game. Did we do Karateka on here? I don't remember if we did.
Yeah, did we? We talked about it. No, we did Prince of Persia, and we talked about doing Karateka.
Can't remember what we did.
Do it.
By the way, the Wraith got it right in the chat.
Oh, the Wraith.
Good job, the Wraith 86. But here's the thing. In this game, I didn't play very much of it, but basically it's one hit, one kill karate.
Right.
So it's all about getting really good at it. Whack the guy in the leg just right. He's down next opponent. It's like that. Instead of having a health bar, you're just down.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Seems really neat.
Is this the follow-up to Karateka? Good Lord.
I know, sure feels a lot like it.
Who is this? Oh, well, yeah, okay.
Maybe there's some connecting tissue. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brian, let me see how I do here. You've lost yours. Let's see if I can make this a win for me.
Loser.
Give me my platform and my year, if you don't mind.
All right, hold on a second. Oh, that's right.
What?
Hobbit and Sherlock. I'm still reading. Apologies.
Oh, all right. No, you're fine.
I was trying to finish up that. All right. Yeah, I like retro games. Yeah. So sue me. The platform is NES. The year is 1992.
Here's your sound file. It's got a good vibe. Okay. Give me my options.
All right, here it is. NES 1992. Our options are A, The Addams Family, B, Ghoul School, C, Mutant Virus Crisis in a Computer World, or D, Toxic Crusaders.
And these are all
NES titles.
NES titles.
Out.
Okay. Man, I don't think it's Addams Family because it would have or something. Toxic Crusaders, Ghoul School, and the Mutant Virus Crisis in Computer World.
You're a mutant virus.
I'm gonna. I'll try D. Toxic and Crusaders.
So Scott says, "Hey man, could you get me the D?"
Yeah.
As Elvira would say, and I'm gonna say,
if it's Ghoul School, I'm gonna punch somebody.
You're gonna have to punch somebody.
Damn it! I almost did it. Shoot. What is Ghoul School? Tell me more. What is that?
It's one of the 1.5 million of those. Just walk left, go right. You're in school.
Full of ghouls.
Fight the thing that's coming at you.
Oh, this one. I know this game. You got the little, you got the boingers on your feet so you can jump high.
Yeah. A little jump. Something's coming at you. Jump over it.
This came up somewhere.
1 million of these stupid things.
There were so many back then.
Yeah.
We talked about this on something.
We might have because it's very much like that Beavis and Butthead game.
That's what's ringing a bell. Maybe that's where it came out of. Maybe it was the same devs or something. Freaking F this glitchy NES looking ass alien. F that shit. All right. Well done, Brian. Yeah, you pulled it off once again. And we both lost, really, is what happened there. So that's great. We're very happy about it. Now time for this. Time to welcome to Retro from March 11th, 2005, the PC hit Serious Sam 2. You heard me. Did you hear me, Brian? Did I lose Brian? Oh, he's waiting to come in again. Hello, Brian. Are you there? Hello?
Oh, hi. Yes, I was trying to close the Ghoul School tab, and I closed the clean feed instead.
This happened to Bo the other day. He closed the wrong tab. It happens. It happens to all of us. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, Serious Sam 2, March 11th, 2005. Welcome. The best of the Serious Sam games, in my opinion. Pretty sure this is the one that wasn't the first one to feature them because I think the first game had it. But the headless guy, yes.
The Screamers,
The Screamers with the 2 bombs in their hands.
Yeah. Oh.
All time awesome.
All time give me a panic attack, right?
Love it. I love those things. And when there's like 100 of them coming around a corner or whatever, it's scary as hell, dude.
Oh, gosh.
So scary. Good. I love it, though. Huge Serious Sam fan.
Me too.
Serious Sam 2 is the best. So welcome to Retro. That is now 20 years, if you can believe it.
20 years.
Can you believe that? 20 years. That's 10 years times 2.
Yeah. 20 years ago at this time, I was laughing my head off.
That's right. It'll take another 20 before it's 40. Think of that.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we'll be alive then.
It's math.
Probably not. The way things are going. All right. There's that.
Look good.
Let's do this now. Yeah, we'll look good doing it.
Welcome to the treasure room.
Doodly 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 doo. Time for an email. This came to, it's actually a phone call. Let's see. This is Tony from Minnesota. He has a follow-up on the Deus Ex episode.
Oh.
And I think this may be an AI conversion call. It is. So here it is. Check it out. Listen to what Tony has to say from Minnesota, don't you? Oh, no, he's just talking normal. Sorry. I'm thinking of a different call. Anyway, here he is.
Hey guys, this is Tony from Minnesota. Listening to the Deus Ex podcast, I had a thought when you guys were discussing the 3 ending choices to Deus Ex that players can make, and they are the exact same choices that you can make at the end of Mass Effect 3. So my question is, do you know or do you think maybe one of the writers from Deus Ex ended up at BioWare, or maybe, BioWare just drew some inspiration here, but I thought that was a pretty wild coincidence. Anyway, just want to know your thoughts. Love the show. Keep it up. Love you guys. Bye.
Okay, I'm going to give you the 3. So I went and did a little digging after I heard this call.
Right.
We're going to give you the 3 choice states that you could choose in Mass Effect 3.
Okay.
So Shepard at the end of 3, whether you were Fem Shep or Man Shep, you had 3 main choices.
Shep.
These are all offered by the Catalyst during the confrontation with the Crucible. If you guys remember this, I do because I love that series.
Right.
Number 1, destroy. That was a red option. And here's how it went. Destroy all synthetic life, including the Reapers, Geth, and EDI. Shepard likely dies in this scenario, though in some outcomes, a faint sign of life is seen in the rubble. Number 2, the blue option. Shepard sacrifices themselves, meaning whichever Shepard you had, to take control of the Reapers, using them to rebuild and protect the galaxy. Shepard's consciousness replaces the Catalyst. That was the one I chose. And then 3, synthesis, which is green. Shepard fuses organic and synthetic life, creating a new hybrid form of existence where the divide between the two ends. Shepard's body is vaporized in the process. And then there was a refuse option added later in the extended cut because people hated those 3 choices. They did not like it.
Especially considering it impacted the second one, right? If you did
So I can't remember if these line up exactly with the Deus Ex endings, but he's not wrong. There's a general
I hadn't thought about it.
Similarity.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
So that's crazy, right? Like,
yeah.
Maybe there were. Maybe there's some carryover or some employer or another, or writer or something, and
inspiration. Maybe, who knows? That's a great point, Tony.
Yeah, really good, Tony. Thank you for calling from Minnesota.
Yeah, and using your real voice and not AI.
That's right, baby. We appreciate it. And for those who use the thing, it's fine. We don't care.
No, you can use it.
You can do whatever you want to do.
It's fine.
Yeah,
but I do like hearing people say from Minnesota.
Yeah, I want to.
Let's see if AI can replace that.
It can't. It can't. Damn it. But I can tell you, Brian, our next game next week, our whole discussion, it's a Scooby-Doo mystery.
It's a Scooby-Doo mystery. There's been a few Scooby-Doo games along the way. One of my favorites was on the Sega Genesis, but I know a lot of you guys are fans of that cyber thing, whatever that is. You know I hate the word cyber, so we'll just have to see if I get that far.
Yeah, you're a huge fan of the term cyber, aren't you?
Cyber.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo mystery. It's a Scooby-Doo mystery is the full title, and as you may guess, it is very much a 16-bit era looking ass deal. Here's a little taste of it right here. And this is perfect timing because I just kind of accidentally watched a bunch of the first and second movie because my daughter's been watching it and I saw it passing by. So it's all kind of on my mind. I got a little Matthew Lillard on my mind.
Lillard. Well, I can tell you this: if this game doesn't let me play as Scrappy Doo, I'm going to Scrappy Doo this game right in the.
I want it to let me kill Scrappy Doo
because there's a mod.
I hate that character. That is the character that most ruined cartoons for me as a kid. Just wrecked it. What a turd.
What was his catchphrase? It's puppy. Did you do puppy power?
That was him.
It puppy power?
Yeah. Terrible.
Love it.
What did his uncle Scooby Dum say? He'd go dum dum dum.
There was Scooby Dum, but wasn't there like 2 dumb Scooby things? There's like Scooby Dum and then Scooby Dumber. No, that's not right. But it was something like that.
The Scrappy's the ultimate, like Orko, not Squeebus. What was I about to call it? What's he called on Thundercats? What's the name of that thing?
I'm going to let it stand in Squeebus.
It's not Squeebus. What is it?
Squeebus is better.
Squeebus is Snarf. All of those guys suck, but the king of all suck is Scrappy Doo. For a sidekick in a cartoon. Just terrible.
Did they ever do like a hillbilly Shaggy? Because, I mean, they had like the Dorcas Scooby-Doo, right? Did they do a Dorcas
I don't know. If they did, I've forgotten about it.
Yeah.
But those are dark times. We never want to speak of those again. Anyway, next week, that's the game. So get ready for that. Get your SNES emulation on, folks. It's the Scooby-Doo mystery. There are other versions of that, too, I think.
Yeah, Genesis is my go-to. You could do the SNES if you want to.
You want a few extra frames of animation, fine. But if you really want the speedy, if you want blast processing, you know where to go.
Yeah.
Nintendo don't.
Nintendo.
We're trying to kick up all that old dirt here on the show.
Yeah.
Also want to thank some brand new patrons, and these are some people that we know because we hear their names all the time. Oh, no, these are some long timers. That's who these are. Sorry.
Okay.
We need some new ones. This is to encourage you to get some new people. Sorry. Matuba, Free Rangers, and Firebrand are all current and wonderful.
Those are all legends.
Yeah.
Those are legends of Patreon.
They are. They're legends of the network. These guys have been around forever in all sorts of ways, and look at them bellying up to the bar and doing what's right. For their favorite show. All right.
In case you forgot how awesome these guys are.
Yeah, I'll never forget.
No.
Never surrender.
Never surrender.
Yeah, never surrender. That's going to do it for us. I want you guys to do one thing for me in the next week before we see you again, and that is go play something retro. And we'll see you next time.
Puppy power!
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
Look like Gumby on steroids.